Hi, welcome to the Anxiety Doesn't Own Me podcast. My name is Emmanuel Isaacson, and I'm here to help you to heal your anxiety naturally. On today's episode, what we'll be talking about is a lot of us, we're always putting pressure on ourselves without even us realizing it. And what I mean by this is that we want to get better, right? We want to get out of our situation. We want to overcome our anxiety. But in doing so, what this does is that it puts pressure on ourselves. And what happens in the end is that we are creating more anxiety that way because, again, we're putting more pressure, and more pressure on our sympathetic nervous system creates more anxiety because right now our sympathetic nervous system is haywired. It's overloaded. So right now what we need to do is more be in a calm state of mind and not even pressuring ourselves to overcome our anxiety. And I know that's a hard thing to do because we want to get out of our situation. We're sick and tired of living like this, or we're scared that we might go back. So it puts a lot of pressure on us whenever we try to overcome it. And we have to know the right way in overcoming our anxiety, the right mindset in overcoming our anxiety, and understand how anxiety works so that we can overcome it. Because if we're just going to push all the time, what happens eventually is that we don't get the results that we want, and we get disappointed, we get frustrated, and we feel hopeless. We feel like there's no way out, but we don't even realize that while we're trying to overcome our anxiety, we're creating more anxiety. Now, I don't want to put more pressure by saying that, but I just want to make you aware of the fact of what's happening. And this is something that everybody does, even including me. It's not that, I was just something special, I knew about this. No, whenever I was struggling with anxiety, I wanted to get out of it. So it makes perfect sense. So I would put pressure on myself to get out of it. But I realize I've come to learn is that putting pressure on ourselves doesn't really help us to get to our goal in the end of the day. So what we need to do is that we need to be more in a calm state of mind, regardless of where we want to be, where our destination is, where we want to get to. We want to be the entire journey on a calmer state of mind. So that way we can actually get there without us even realizing it. Because right now we're just focusing on that. Yeah, we're focusing on our anxiety, but we're focusing on overcoming our anxiety, and that's putting pressure on ourselves. But what we should be focusing on instead is calming ourselves down, being in a calm state of mind. That will repair our sympathetic nervous system. But if we're just going to focus, okay, I want to get from point A to point B, and I want to get there in I don't know how long, in 6 months, or whatever it is, 3 months. I should get it today. I want to get out of it right now. And I used to think the same exact thing. I want this thing gone right now. But I realized that doesn't really help. And we also say to ourselves a lot is that, oh, I already should be at a certain place with my anxiety. And we can apply this with everything in life. I've been struggling already with anxiety for 3 months, 6 months, a year. I should already be, the keyword should already be overcoming my anxiety. I should already be anxiety free. That's where I should be. But if you realize whenever we say that, and if we can apply this with anything in life, oh, I'm 30 years old, I should be already in this part of my life, or I should already, when you're 40 years old, I should already be a house owner or married, or whatever your should is in your mind. What that does is that it creates pressure. It puts you down. It makes you feel less. It takes away your self-esteem. But whenever we tell ourselves, this is where I am right now, this is my situation, should not be, I'm just looking at my situation. I'm going to ignore the shoulds. The shoulds, again, they create more pressure. They create more stress. They put you down. They make you feel hopeless. And we don't want that, right? Ask yourself, what does it help to feel hopeless? It doesn't help whatsoever. It doesn't help to create more pressure because, again, more pressure creates more anxiety. Right? Because again, you're putting pressure on the sympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system goal over here is to reheal the sympathetic nervous system. That is the goal. And the way to do that is to be calmer. So whenever we're thinking I should already be in a certain place, or I should already be overcoming my anxiety and I'm not, automatically, how do we feel? I've been struggling with anxiety for a year. I should already be anxiety free. Why am I still struggling like this? Or I've been struggling with anxiety for 5, 10 years, whatever it is. Why am I still struggling? I shouldn't be in this situation anymore. That doesn't give you inspiration. It doesn't give you motivation. And we can be real. Okay, you know what? I should be. Who says that? Where is the evidence of where you should be? There is no timetable for how long it's going to take for you to repair. It all depends on us, on the actions that we take, and we got to take the right actions. That's the thing. We can ask ourselves, okay, you know what? I feel this way. I feel I should have been anxiety free. Okay, if you feel that way, okay, maybe what we're doing so far hasn't been helping. Maybe we need to change that. We can use that thing in a positive way, yes. But again, at the same time, we also tell ourselves it is fine where I am. We also need to acknowledge that. A lot of us, we don't acknowledge that. We don't pay attention to that part. We just pay attention to the part of I should already be in this place in life. But at the same time, we also need to acknowledge the positive part and say to ourselves, okay, you know what? Yeah, maybe I feel I should have been in this place at this already time. But at the same time, it's okay that I'm not. It's fine that I'm not because I'm trying my best. And I know you guys are. I know it. It's not to deal with anxiety, you need to be a fighter. And fighters, what happens, we don't give up. We don't just give up and say, you know what, this is what it is. No, we're going to try and try and try. And it is hard. And that's why a lot of fighters, we have anxiety. We have anxiety because after a while, our sympathetic nervous system can't handle the fight anymore. It's not built for that. It's too much. Yeah, we can fight in certain situations, but eventually we can't handle it. So I know that we're fighters in overcoming and dealing with it. And we might feel right now demotivated and down and hopeless. But in our mind, we think, okay, we need to get out of this situation. We can't be living like this the rest of our lives. And once we do, what happens? A lot of us, we're scared to go back. We're terrified to go back. But what the goal is over here is that we need to calm ourselves down. That is the key. If you calm yourself down, if you're able to calm yourself down, you'll see your anxiety starts to calm down. Whenever you do like the breathing exercise, this is something that helped me a lot. Every time I did the breathing exercise, I instantly felt calmness. It felt something different. Yeah, and a few minutes later, my anxiety started to kick in again. But I started to do this throughout the day, the breathing exercise, to help me to calm down. And you got to find out whatever calms you down, whatever it is. And there's different ways to calm yourself down. But the key to overcoming our anxiety is to calm ourselves down. Not to push and fight the thought and try to answer the thought or anything like that. It doesn't really help. For example, let's say someone's struggling with health anxiety, right? And they are afraid of their health. They're very nervous. They're always checking it out. They're always making sure, like I was. And instead of us right now struggling and fighting, like, hey, what if I have this certain illness? Maybe I should go to the doctor. But I've been to the doctor last week. What is the doctor going to think about me? The doctor's definitely going to think like, oh, you see, again he came. Again he's here. Like he doesn't understand he has nothing. Like he's wasting my time. That's what he's going to think, definitely. Maybe I shouldn't go. I don't want to go. I'm nervous. And I don't know what he's going to think about me. But you know what? After a while, I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's go. Like, whatever. It is what it is. I need to check myself out. I need to take care of myself. And whenever I would go, they do the checks and everything is fine. What happens is that I start Googling. And again, the thought comes back. Like, hey, what if you missed this time something? Or now this is something new that they didn't check, actually. So I'm always on a constant fight. And I'm trying to answer the question. And I'm trying to calm myself down by Googling, by going to the doctor, right? Sometimes ending up in the ER room because that's how severe it was. But it didn't really help me to overcome my anxiety because it was a loop. It was a cycle that I would continuously do. It gave me that temporary relief. And since it gave us that release, that momentary release of anxiety, we're going to continue doing that again because we're addicted to that. We're addicted to that feeling and we want to feel safe. We want to feel good. So we right away will go back to that cycle because it helps us to relieve our anxiety. And anything that helps you to relieve your anxiety, you will do that again and again and again and again and again. You understand? So that's the thing. Because it relieved my anxiety, I continued to just do this over and over and over and over and over again. But I realized it didn't really help me to relieve that long-lasting relief and overcoming my anxiety. So what I did is I changed the way I was dealing with my anxiety. Instead of focusing on my health and trying to deal with my health by going to the doctor or Google or taking vitamins or whatever it is, which, by the way, vitamins are good. You should take them. But my point over here is that instead of dealing with that, I started to deal with the core issue and say to myself, I'm not dealing with the real issue over here for my anxiety to go away. And once I did, my anxiety went away. I no longer had to go to the doctor. I no longer Google things. You understand? Because I dealt with it. So whenever we're having a struggle with anxiety, again, we want to calm ourselves down instead of dealing with the situation of what it actually is. Now, of course, there's different ways that you can deal with the anxiety, which is great. For example, exposure therapy, which is a great thing where you actually expose yourself to the fear that creates your anxiety, to the situation that creates your anxiety. That really does help. But at the same time, again, we want to always work with surface level and with a deeper level. We always want to work with both. So to conclude, whenever we're trying to overcome our anxiety, not to put pressure. Now, don't think that, okay, not to put pressure and you're always thinking about that and that's putting pressure. No. Just say to yourself, okay, I need to calm myself down. Don't think, okay, don't put pressure. Emmanuel, don't put pressure. That's putting more pressure whenever you're telling yourself that. Instead of that, just tell yourself, okay, I need to calm myself down. What do I need to do to calm myself down? That's what you need to do. And again, healthy things, not unhealthy things, healthy things. And that's going to help you to calm down your anxiety. You're going to see, try it a few times. And also don't tell yourself that you shouldn't be in this situation already or that you should already be anxiety free. Why am I still struggling like this? No. Acknowledge the part and be fine with it that you're in this situation. And why I tell you that, because again, it takes off the pressure. It has no meaning to it. It's just taking off the pressure from your anxiety. That's what it is. If you are ready to heal and overcome your anxiety and to stop experiencing symptoms, I've created a course where I walk you through a step-by-step process in how to heal and overcome your anxiety. Over there, I will teach you what anxiety is, how it works, how it tricks you, where it is coming from, and why you are experiencing these symptoms and what you can do about it all naturally. If you are ready, the link is down below in the description. Click on it so you can join the course. As well, I'm coming out with a live coaching event where I'll have me for over 8 weeks and a group of people where we'll work together in overcoming our anxiety as a unit so that we can all achieve the same goal. If you did like this episode, please click the like button and leave a 5-star review. The reason why I ask is because the more people that we can reach, the more people that we can actually help. Because again, my mission, my purpose is to help people to overcome their anxiety. That is what I want to do. So if you know somebody that is struggling with anxiety, share this episode with them so they can also benefit. Thank you guys. Take care. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.